Всім привіт! Вітаю вас на продовженні проходження Hogwarts Legacy. Так, у нас сьогодні є декілька сайд-квестів, які ми швиденько хочемо виконати, та підемо на основне завдання. Давайте почнемо з зустрічі з Попі. Так, вона у нас десь в забороненому лісі. Пішли її шукати. Десь тут зовсім поруч.
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
Once we tell them about the Snidgets, they'll understand why we came and they'll want to help.
I hope you're right. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just... Never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide.
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure to all be
Ой-ой-ой. А ось і кентаври. Щось це схоже на зустріч.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah, I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Які вони противні.
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continues to slaughter beasts like us without a care.
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all three of your heads.
Який противний
Foolish
кентавр.
children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden
I...
Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
Добре. Спробуємо. Сподіваюсь, він зможе переконати цей табун.
So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave you mentioned. I'll let you know what I find.
Що ж, добре, будемо чекати нової звістки від Попі. А тепер давайте відправимось до Наті. Так, зараз швиденько поговоримо з Наті. Вона десь тут. Треба почекати тільки.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hog's Head. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hog's Head, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Так, добре. Зараз швиденько поговоримо з усіма.
Mrs. Rabe should.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up until I came home one night and found my husband gone and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give.
Так, отже, вони викрили її чоловіка і шантажують. Угу.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Так, добре. Записка, яку їй залишили.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you.
Now, to find
Давайте.
what a Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right, but we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man, but even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What does he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it out for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Що ж, зрозуміло.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You
Сподіваюся, нам ця інформація допоможе.
hurry off before Mr. Hill returns.
Так, і тепер нам
We're on
потрібно
the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
поговорити з останнім.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does
Так,
not
ну
like
що ж,
people talking,
добре.
as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Ходімо назад до Наті.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
Ну, звісно, піди в одну сторону, тепер в іншу. Давайте. Треба йти в трактир. Якась дуже підозріла музика на задньому плані грає, можливо, щось сталося. Сподіваюся, що ні.
Natty must be around here somewhere. Natty's wand. She can cast
Паличка
without
Наті.
it. She wanted me to find this. She's in
Схоже,
trouble.
її могли
Revelio will show
використати.
me where she was taken.
Так, бачимо сліди. Бачимо сліди, і вони йдуть сюди.
Revelio.
Слухайте, нам, до речі, ця штука потрібна для... Чи можемо ми почекати до вечора тут? Зараз, одну секунду, перевіримо. Зараз не можемо. Шкода. Треба запам'ятати, що тут є ця штука для містера Муна. Так, сліди ведуть кудись далі, наче. Давайте дивитись.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quick. The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
Так, добре, ну тут повинно бути все просто. Зараз.
The hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way.
Так, треба знайти Наті.
I need to find
Не
her quickly.
обов'язково знайти книгу віршів та знайти любовний лист. Давайте спробуємо поки що по стелсу піти. Далі побачимо, як піде.
better be sure I'm not seen.
Так, ну тут їх не дуже багато, до речі. Так, добре, нам далі. Так. Нам треба знайти Натті. Ой-ой-ой, не пали, не пали, не пали. Ти нас не бачиш. Так, давайте швиденько сюди. Блін. Шкода. Шкода. Так, зараз, секунду. Ай-яй-яй, треба срочно вихилитись. Ага. Хто наступний? Так. Оп. Так, хто наступний? Найс. Ах ти ж, боляче. Ой, не так, кнопочка, вибачаюсь. Опа. Секундочку, так, хто наступний? Ай-яй-яй. Слухайте, нічого собі. Так, добре, пробуємо ще раз. Я думаю, буде легше. Тому цього разу ми зробимо все інакше. Треба використати нашу таємну зброю, а саме капусту. Так, давайте атак, атак. І зараз побачимо, як вони просто... Так, і давайте ще, мабуть, вип'ємо. Для того, щоб наші закляття давали більше урону. Супер. Ось так було набагато легше. Я вам кажу, капустка, яку ми вирощуємо, вона просто дуже багато дамагу дає. Треба було одразу так робити. Так. Що тут у нас? Давайте все обшукаємо. Бо нам потрібно знайти... О, до речі, це можливо те, що нам треба. Нам ще потрібно знайти лист Отто Дібла. Давайте глянемо, де він може бути. Треба все перевірити. Так, тут ми наче все продивились. Давайте з іншого боку ще глянемо. Швиденько. Угу. Тут у нас таємні проходи. Ми могли одразу так пройти, я так розумію. Якби в нас вистачило розуму, але можна і просто було всіх перебити. Тому давайте так. Так, пішли подивимось, що тут. Що в нас тут?
Revelio.
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when you... Levioso, descendo, depulso.
Чому нічого не діє на нього?
Bombarda, confringo. Potato, inductive, aren't we? Glacius. Potato. Expulsion. You go to skill. Glacius. Bombarda.
Так, все, ми швиденько розібрались.
I did it. And an Ashwinder, no less. Revelio.
Так, де ж можна знайти лист? Чекайте, чекайте, треба знайти його. Можливо, десь тут. Треба бути впевненим, що ми нічого не пропустили. О, дорогий Отто. Написала з любов'ю Розі. Ось ми його і знайшли. Так, ну і тепер ходімо швиденько. Допоможемо Нацай. Давайте підемо тихо. Наті там.
found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you. Speak to Mr. Rabe. He will tell you what you need to do.
Так, треба поговорити з містером.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there.
I need my wand for this. Using one with which I have no connection may not work as well or as quickly, and we cannot risk detection.
I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be?
It's nearby. I can sense it.
Understood. I'll find it.
Your
Так,
friend
треба
Natty
знайти
was
його
Revelio. It
паличку.
must be blocked by something.
Revelio.
Опа.
Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there.
Можливо, воно тут? Скоріше за все.
Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Добре, ну давай. І все? Серйозно? І на що я відходив?
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may
нема
be
за
too weak
що.
to separate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Та я тільки що там всіх перебив. Не знаю, про яку битву вона каже. Наче ми всіх тут перебили.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow once and...
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
Також нічого не робите.
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us. We shall have no further discussion on this. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
Що ж, завершили цей квест. Добре, давайте повернемось швиденько до нашої виручої кімнати, поповнимо запаси і відправимось на нове завдання. Так, як бачите, я тут трішечки оновив. У нас тепер тут ціла рядка із капустки. І вона нам дуже допомагає. Так, ну наче нам більше нічого не треба. Давайте тепер відправимось на наступне завдання. Так. Говорить директриса. Треба побалакати з портретом професора Фіцджеральд. І вона нам розповість, де буде наступне випробування. Це нам потрібно зал картографії. Ходімо сюди. Вітанечко.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
Що ж, нам треба пробратися в кабінет директора. Так, як нам це зробити?
Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
Так, і поговорити треба з професором Фігом. Давайте зараз швиденько добіжимо до його кабінету. Так, зараз треба буде його почекати.
What do we have here? A demiguise.
Так, а ось і професор Фіг.
Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the port key. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. All right. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I've actually met Scrope, but I'm not sure he'll tell me. He's rather devoted to the Black family.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't Polyjuice Potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have Polyjuice Potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy.
Забавний цей професор Фіг.
Need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the
Запасливий такий дядечко.
Time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more.
Ну що ж, до дна. Пан Джон кричить від болі. Виглядаємо дивно.
How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Що ж, це забавно. Так, нам потрібно поговорити з мадам Кагавою. Давайте перенесемося кудись поближче. Ага, у нас зараз недоступні точки швидкого переходу. Потрібно йти пішки. Ну що ж, ходімо. Будемо вести себе як директор. Треба всіх строїти. Починається.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets...
When I witness what passes for magic in these halls, I simply mourn for the future of the wizarding world.
Так, ходімо. Так, а ну-ка, що ти?
Mr. Weasley, what are you doing here? Don't you have somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor, yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago, muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I hear you're getting quite good at those concoctions you brew. I say, why don't you bring a sample of your next batch to my office? I'd like to give it a try.
What? Yes, sir. I will. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
On your way, Mr. Weasley.
Трішки порозігруємо.
Well, there's one for my diary.
Так, нам потрібно вниз.
Chewing with your mouth open? Where are your manners?
Headmaster, here, what could you want?
О, ну давайте поговоримо.
Where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
Добре. Так, нікого більше нема тут поруч. Можливо, Себастьян десь валяється тут бігає? Ні? Ладно, ходімо далі.
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or what have you. Now move along.
А тебе дощ іде.
Professor, a word? Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they are fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
Трішки підпортимо ще сильніше репутацію директору.
What did we do to deserve him as a headmaster?
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
Добре, так. Ходімо, нам треба великий зал. Когось ми, можливо, ще зустрінемо по дорозі.
What have I done now?
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Something seems a little off with the headmaster.
Так, ходімо далі. Сподіваюся, він не дізнається. І нам потім не влетить за це.
I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment from the ministry.
Так, тут нема з ким побалакати. О, ні.
A word,
Так, треба триматися впевнено.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder
Що
if I
відбувається?
might speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
I realize that, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
Ну, наче вона не запідозрила нічого.
Leeway for Professor Fig? I shall not understand that.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
Scrope's as hard a worker as...
Ahem! Attention, Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
How dare you question me? I've a mind to give you a matching set of ears.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
It's pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pure.
There is another matter, Scrope. I confiscated this filthy diary from a student. It smells of squid and seawater.
Oh, Apollonia's diary. That is quite a surprise, Master. What do you wish Scrope to do with this treasure? Rubbish.
Whatever you wish, Scrope. It's your treasure. Now, off with you. The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight.
Треба срочно сховатися. Давайте кудись сюди.
Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right.
Ну,
I
діригати.
can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.
Так, сподіваюсь, нас ніхто тут не бачив. Так, Гаргулія. Куди нам треба йти? Така новорічна атмосфера тут. Як вам? Наче прикольно. Так, ходімо нагору знову. Так, а ось і Гаргуля. Так, давайте заберемо сторінку посібника.
Toujours pure.
Супер. Піднімаємося до кабінету.
I wonder if all the elite wizarding families have a motto.
It's good to see you.
All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what?
Approach the pedestal in the antechamber and read the book that appears.
I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book.
Your suspicions are correct. We shall speak when you are finished.
Has this been under the headmaster's nose all this time?
Так, ходімо. Тут ще якась записка. Це чек.
That must be the pedestal. Where am I? Professor Fitzgerald? Can you hear me?
I am here.
Вау, що відбувається?
You may call me Neve. You shall be witness to a fable. Pay attention. Things are not always as they seem.
Вау.
You must move swiftly and cautiously. Use the
Прикольно.
tools you encounter to find me. In this place, as in life, death takes many forms. Avoid each of them at all costs.
Треба пройти через місто, щоб нас не замітили. Ну, давайте спробуємо. Слухайте, ну, наче можна просто пробігти? Так, добре. Цих ми пройшли. Ой-ой-ой. Ходімо сюди.
Best move while I can. Neve must be here somewhere.
Так, що у нас тут? Угу. Тут не шпарять.
I need to time this just right.
Давайте почекаємо так, щоб ми пробігли вперед. Можливо, зараз? Швиденько, швиденько, швиденько. Так, наче нас не побачили. Оп. Так, спокійно. Так, треба дійти туди. Але цей... Опа, він не дивиться. Давайте швиденько. Супер. Ходімо далі. Опа. Це... Наче не побачила. Ходімо далі. Дуже прикольний ефект.
Ladder. Perhaps they won't be able to find me if I go up there.
Ой-ой-ой. Ой-ой-ой. Так, треба швидше. По драбині наверх. І пройдемо сюди.
This is my chance. I'm coming, Neve.
Так, що вони тут лазять?
Too many. I must cross this road as fast as I can.
Курви такі. Так, ну можливо зараз. Бо ніхто не дивиться. Швиденько, швиденько. Наче все окей. Курви такі. Так, давайте почекаємо. Поки він відвернеться. Відвернися. Так, зараз. Старти. Годі палити сюди. Супер. Ходімо. Так, наче все безпечно. Так, супер. Ходимо. Знову воно тут. Так, що нам робити? Опа! Швидко назад. Ой-ой-ой, швидко сюди. Так, давайте наверх. Так, тут один. Давайте спробуємо обережненько прошмигнути. Де ти йдеш, друже? Слухай, мені треба тільки прошмигнути.
Now's my chance.
Обережненько. Позаду тебе. Тільки ти не дивись. Дякую.
That's the way forward.
Так. Нам потрібно сюди.
Can this be? I think I'm invisible.
О, мантія невидимості. Супер. Так. І що робити? Невже мантія невидимості мені допоможе пройти їх, і вони мене не побачать?
They can't see me at all. I can get closer to them.
Угу, супер. Добре. Могли б попередити одразу.
This is the way forward. Finally free. Now where are you, Neve?
Так, чекаємо. Щось відбувається.
You have outrun death thus far, but have yet to find me. Keep searching, but this time you will be unable to hide. Wield the wand you see before you. Do not squander its extraordinary
Це, до речі, бузина паличка. Ми наче у розповіді про дари смерті.
I've never felt such power.
Так, спелів у нас тут немає, є тільки ті, що нам дали. Можливо, бомбарда. Звісно. Так, а ось і монстри. Ну, поки що наче ніхто не нападає на нас. Так, нам сюди. Так, а ось і... Нічого себе. Потужна паличка. Ходімо далі.
Descendo, Depulso, Bombarda. Depulso, Descendo, Defendo, Bombarda, Depulso, Descendo, Defendo. Depulso, Descendo. Bombarda, Defendo, Descendo. Rodeo, Stupid One, Depulso, Descendo, Bombarda. Depulso, Bombarda, Descendo, Depulso. Descendo, Defendo, Depulso, Bombarda, Descendo.
Так, наче всі. Наче всі. Добре, ходімо сюди. Так, чи потрібно нам файтись зі смертю? Не знаю, але... Так. Закляттями випити. Зілля випити ми не можемо. Ах, ти ж. Випити зілля. Слухайте, давайте я жахнемо стародавньою магією. Ух ти ж. Ще один троль, блін, виліз. А що ж ти будеш робити? З цим ми справились. Так, наче з усіма справились. Добре. Хоча, можливо, ні. Два тролі одразу? Давайте спробуємо одного швиденько одразу завалити. Так, з одним справились. Ай-яй-яй. Не зміг зробити комбо із 30. Так. Слухайте, це важкувато. Так, з цим ми справились. Добре. Ух, закінчилося, добре. Не вийшло у нас, на жаль, зробити комбо із 30. Йдемо далі. Так, тут якісь кентаври намальовані. Так, і тепер філософський камінь. Так, що ми можемо робити за допомогою каменю?
You are far from finished.
pass through the mourners ahead. Nothing is what it is.
She's gone.
Oh, poor Neve. Gone so young.
Let us always honor her.
Так, я так розумію, що камінь дає безконечне життя, і ми отже тут знаходимося на кладовищі? Чи щось таке? Ми зможемо когось оживити?
You found me, but you cannot undo what has been done. The magic of the stone can only conjure a shadow of my former self.
Добре. Зараз ідемо дивитися її спогади.
Simply because you can eliminate darkness does not always mean that you should. Remember that as you witness my memory.
Виглядає це дуже незвичайно.
Isadora, what you did for your father was remarkable.
Well, wasn't it? And Percival needn't worry about the strands of emotion or the traces that this magic leaves. I found a way to contain all of it.
You haven't stopped.
Goblin Silver.
You spoke to a goblin about this.
Don't worry, he has no idea what we're containing.
We don't know what effect any of this may have. The emotions, the dark traits.
You sound like Percival. And as it happens, I do know. It is a source of strength, of focus. Somehow it enhances my ability to wield magic.
I don't follow, Isadora.
I think we can harness it.
Power like this is not to be toyed with. In the wrong hands,
You saw what I did for my father. Oh, Neve, imagine the good we could do. Everyone is in some kind of pain.
What are you doing?
Breathe it in.
Вона що, з'їла її біль?
Oh, Isadora. This must stop. All of it.
You've kept this power to yourselves for so long because you fear it. I choose to embrace it.
Ізадора ця, звісно, трішки сходить з розуму. Або вже не трішки. Ми одразу побачили у неї божевільний погляд, тому, в принципі, не те, щоб ми були здивовані зараз. Невірно?
Is it true? Has someone completed the first 3 trials?
It is, and I have.
But you are so...
Young? I know. You must be Professor Bakar.
I am.
Pleased to meet you. The pensive memory I just witnessed, was Isadora inhaling painful emotions?
She was.
I found it disturbing. But how did she gain power from it? How did she harness it?
It was disturbing. Although, I wonder that you are asking about her power. I hesitate to reveal the location of my pensive to someone who, perhaps, has yet to understand the responsibility of power.
I can assure you, Professor, I do. In fact, what you don't yet know is that a dangerous goblin called Ranrock has accessed the repository at Rookwood Castle. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power. He plans to use that power against wizardkind. We have no time to waste.
I see. Nonetheless, the knowledge you shall gain after you witness my memories is too valuable to share without further consideration. I shall require time to confer with the other keepers.
Ну, звісно.
It seems we have no choice but to wait, frustrating as it is. I heard what you told Professor Bakar. Isadora was inhaling emotions to gain power?
She was. And she pulled emotions, as she did from her father, from Professor Fitzgerald, without permission.
Monstrous.
What's more, she said that she found a way to store the traces of magic she extracted in goblin silver.
The repositories?
Possibly. There's something I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier. Ranrock has been digging at locations tied to the 5 names he found in the journals of a goblin metalworker named Bragball.
5 names? The Keepers, and who else? Isadora Morganac?
Precisely. That's how he's been one step ahead of us. Gringotts, the Tower, Rookwood Castle.
If the Keepers won't tell you where the next trial is yet, I say we at least maintain a watch on Ranrock. Perhaps he'll lead us to more information.
Perhaps. I hope to hear from Lodgok soon. I haven't heard anything since I learned of the drills. Oh, and as you've probably guessed by now, your Polyjuice plan worked like a charm.
I knew it would. I may have done too good a job distracting Black. I had no idea he can't hold his fire whiskey.
Що ж, друзі, завершили ми це випробування. Було досить цікаво. На жаль, поки що нам не хочуть розповідати, де буде наступне. Нам потрібно буде почекати. Але я думаю, нам буде чим зайнятися. Що ж тоді, до наступних випусків. Всім гарного вечора чи дня, чи коли ви там дивитесь. Побачимось.